It's time for Dodger Baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery of Tatis. Gone. What a snap. This is what an ace looks like.
And tag out is Riley, a double play.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
And welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. I'm your host, Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. But the Dodgers beat the Cheats down in H-Town, and they're now 30-18 on the year, just a half game behind the Padres for the best record in all of Major League Baseball. They've won 8 games in a row, 12 of their last 13. This team is hot, and Clayton Kershaw, he did his chore of the day. He took out the trash. A virtuoso performance tonight from Clayton Kershaw. He was outstanding. He was efficient. He was getting the job done, and we've got so much to break down. But give me your Fire Dodger takes. Give me your Astros takes. I want it all on this one, guys. Welcome to the show. You guys know how we get down, though. Where you represent Dodgers Nation from today. We're going to talk a lot about the Astros, a lot about your Dodgers, who all of a sudden are playing like the best team in all of Major League Baseball once again. But welcome to the show, guys. Let's jump right into the comment section. Here we go. We got Dodgers working, baby. Astros suck from Mike Hoffer. Joseph Megazzini. Houston is a dump without trash cans. Yeah, you see what happens when you don't cheat. You see what happens when you can't sell out on those sliders and those heaters, and you have 51 swings and miss, 51 breaking pitches and 0 swings and misses in Game 5 of the 2017 World Series. Look, Clayton Kershaw, he was on his game tonight. It's not like he had his best, most explosive stuff. Clayton Kershaw on the night ended up with 6 punch-outs, goes 7 2/3 innings. First time he's recorded an out in the 8th inning since 2018. But the way he was commanding the strike zone, the way he was using that slider to get big swings and misses when he needed to, and big punch-outs when he needed to, and just getting those ground ball outs, the fly ball outs. He was just in control all night long. It was Clayton Kershaw, got some nice rest in between a lot of those innings thanks to this Dodgers offense that ends up scoring 9 runs. They get 2 in the 4th thanks to that 2-run shot by Justin Turner, 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th. And this Dodgers team, they're putting up runs. The pitching's been great. 2 errors tonight, 1 by Lux in the 8th, another little error there by Chris Taylor in the 9th. But this Dodgers team, they are on a roll all of a sudden. But let's get into these comment section. Question for you guys. On a scale of 1 to 10, how mad are you still about the sign-stealing scandal? Because I'm not over it at all. Seeing it tonight, I'm even more mad than I've ever been because now it just further confirms what I already knew, and that is that Clayton Kershaw would have continued to dominate in that Game 5. It would have given the Dodgers a 3-2 series lead, headed back to Los Angeles with just 2 games to win one, to win their first World Series in 1988. It was absolute trash what was going on. You heard the whistles. They were spitting on a lot of breaking pitches, and it was just ridiculous. And I still think that MLB hasn't atoned for the Astros sin, and I still think it's absolutely ridiculous. But let me know how you guys feel about everything. Base Lord Doug McCain is the king. No, LeBron James is the king, and I think he's getting it done from what I'm hearing up in Phoenix. But I appreciate that, my dude. Taking out the trash from Denny Cortez. Tracy, not as easy when the asterisk don't know what's coming. There you go, guys. Bring those Astros burns. You know how it's all day, every day. I hate Altuve. I like it. You don't even need to be creative with it. Just say how you feel. I love it. Rick over on Facebook. We got some trash can emojis from John DuPont over on John Cena DuPont. John Cena DuPont. Sorry, I can't see your questions, man. I can't see your questions. No, I'm just playing with you. Simi Valley from Tor Campbell over on Facebook. 805. Great win. Yeah, on top of everything, it's a personal game in that it's a 2-game set with the hated Astros. But on top of everything, it just shows this team is on a roll right now. Gavin Lux, another big night. I mean, how many putouts did he have early in the game at shortstop? Yes, he did have that error, but he was looking real solid at shortstop, looked so comfortable and confident playing that position. And tonight, Gavin Lux, he ends up going 1 for 4, gets the one there hit at the end. But I think one of the big stories tonight was Justin Turner getting off the schneid. He was riding a 1 for 28 streak, and he ends up going 2 for 5 tonight, has the home run the 4th inning off Greinke, and that's just what Justin Turner does. He always has that sense for when the Dodgers need an early bomb. You saw it in Game 3 of the World Series last year against Charlie Morton when he took him deep. You saw in 2017 when he had one of the biggest home runs in Dodger history, the walk-off against the Cubs. But, yeah, I mean, it's really nice to see him getting going. And you see this exit velos really aren't terrible. It's just he's not getting a lot of base hits. And I think he'll get back on track. He's making the adjustment, and you're starting to see pay dividends. He's getting those results. But Dodger baseball, look what happens when the Astros can't cheat versus Kershaw. Exactly. I mean, I wouldn't say it absolutely vanquishes Clayton Kershaw, but bottom line is he was absolutely dominant in Game 1 of the 2017 World Series. First pitcher to throw 11 strikeouts without issuing a walk since Don Newcombe in 1949. If he cruises in Game 5, by the way, go to our YouTube channel. By the way, just dropped a YouTube video about that 2017 World Series Game 5 that pretty much breaks down, kind of gets into all the proof of the sign stealing and just talks about how really they robbed Clayton Kershaw of his legacy. Clayton Kershaw is already considered to be one of the greatest pitchers of all time, but if he wins that World Series MVP, that means he's accomplished everything there is pretty much as a player. When you add that World Series MVP to that mantle, that would have completed his resume. And I know some people want to say Jock Peterson, but I know I'm almost 100% that award goes to Clayton Kershaw. He would have ended with a .90 ERA, something like in that neighborhood, and with a dominating start on the road. And you'd also have to factor in how explosive that offense was that year, the 2017 Astros. So I fully believe that he would have ended up with the World Series MVP, and we'd be talking about Clayton Kershaw as one of the great postseason pitchers of all time when you weigh everything. And it's just really unfortunate, and I'm not even close to forgiving, not even close to forgetting. And bottom line is I just never will. No matter what. But go to our website, go to youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. Check out that latest video, the 3 Up, 3 Down with Eric Ulu. That guy's a baller. Did a great thing on Trevor Bauer. And, just be sure to subscribe to the channel. Got the Blue Heaven flagship show, the 200th episode yesterday. So definitely subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel at youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. The real ones know you got to hit that subscribe button. Just playing. A 10 from Dingo, a 10 from Tyler Coe, a 10 from Travis Smith. This is how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how mad are you still about what happened in 2017? The Valley Go Dodgers from Lindo. We got Scotty's cat over on Periscope. Gavin Lux is who the scouts thought he is. I like that take right there, and you're absolutely right. He is more than living up to the hype at this point. He just looks like he's been in the big leagues for like 5 years now, and he's in the prime of his career all of a sudden just like that. I mean, if you look at his last 12 games, he's 16 for his last 44, slashing .364, .417, .636 with a 1,053 OPS. And you look at those RBI numbers are really starting to pile up. Yes, a few grand slams are going to really inflate that statistic, but 14 RBIs in his last 12 games and is exactly what the Dodgers needed with Zach McKinstry, Cody Bellinger out, Justin Turner slumping, A.J. Pollock out. I mean, he stepped up at the right time. Corey Seager out, Mookie Betts slumping. I mean, what would the Dodgers be right now if Gavin Lux and Max Muncy hadn't have stepped up when they did? But thankfully they did, and that's why the Dodgers have so many stars. I see you guys out there tweeting me that you want to see Max Muncy in the MVP conversation, and I'm with you. Hell yeah, put him in that MVP conversation. He's second on-base percentage to Mike Trout. So, I mean, he's definitely in the mix. I don't really start talking about MLB MVP until, way later in the season. But, yeah, you're absolutely on the money with that. I think he's a surefire all-star at this point. But Derek says furious, a 10-plus from Torque Campbell. Mike Hoffer, Daniel DeLeon, a 20, 100. So I said it at 10, but just this is your show. I'm the man of the fan, but you guys, you pretty much make a lot of the rules around here. So, yeah, man, if you want to go exceed 10, just go for it. We got Go Dodgers, hard to win if you don't know what's coming from Guatemala. That's from Sabas over on Periscope. A 10 from Tyler Coe, a 10 from Travis Smith. We got Chandler, more O'Brien from Chandler, Arizona. So happy Kershaw won tonight. He deserved it. JT was amazing. We got Craig Osterberg, Turner getting out of a slump. Yeah, we'll get into that in just a second, but you're absolutely right, Craig. agree with you 100%. Great take on that one. Justin Turner getting out of his slump and making him a bit of adjustment. And just look, man, the juices were flowing. The adrenaline was rolling. You saw the extra focus in his eyes. And that's not to say that he doesn't focus every at-bat, but you saw the red in his eyes during that at-bat going against Zach Greinke. I think it was like a 68-mile-per-hour curveball, I believe, that he hit out, supplying all the power there. And so, yeah, that's definitely going to get him going. And we see Justin Turner. You don't have to worry about him. He's going to get it going. But already his 8th home run early on this season. We're not even in June. So that's definitely a positive. We got a 10 DMAC from Max Kuhn plays over on YouTube. We got a 10 from Mike 8H818. We got Dodgers Nation from Red Sox Country. What up, Chris? Over there, we got not over. All we need is our championship back. I'm with you 100% on that one. Big facts. You're going to win on that one. Mike Hofford, 10. We got a 10+. We got a Furious. We got 10 Still Pissed. 10 Always from Maura O'Brien. 10 from John Kung. Diane Schroeder, more than ever, a 10. So, yeah, you guys still look heated. We're pretty much on the same page. Anthony Keene, he's a day one on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. What up, Anthony Keene? 1 out of 10, 15 DMAC. Title needs to be vacated. You said it best. I couldn't have said it any better. That's exactly what needs to happen. And even if it does, it's not like we would get that title back. I would still not be happy, but it would be a start, and it would begin the healing process of forgiving Major League Baseball for that terrible travesty, which was the 2017 Astros. Kersh got some revenge for what happened in Game 5. I agree with you. It was a little bit of a revenge. I mean, he knows what happened, and he's all class about it. You see him talking about his piece that he did with Tom Verducci in Sports Illustrated, where he talks about the need to change signs. When a runner's on second, you saw him and Austin Barnes communicate, but the bottom line is there was no way that he knew what they were doing to that extent. We're talking about using electronics. It was lights, camera, trashing down in Houston, and it was just absolutely ridiculous. They were going with traditional signs that night, weren't mixing it up as much as we saw Alex Wood do. But, yeah, it's just so unfortunate. I just think it's a dark stain in the history of Major League Baseball. And you see the city of Houston, from a sports standpoint, is absolutely cursed after the fact. You saw what's happening with James Harden, Deshaun Watson. I don't think that city will ever win a championship ever again. At least I hope so. I hope not. Dodgers are walking. Mary Connor, road to repeat. It is so unexceptional what happened. Yeah. Baselord, my fire take. Baselord, you're the man, dude. Rick, MLB needs to take away the trash throws. Travis Smith turning on the lights mid-fifth, trying stuff again in Houston. Travis Smith, hey, man, you said it. I didn't say it, but it just felt a little weird. Look, obviously it was a coincidence, but it really did make you feel that Clayton Kershaw, you saw the parallels. Cruising through 4 innings, then all of a sudden something very strange and bizarre starts happening, and Kershaw all cool about it, all class about it. He's relaxed, he's poised, and if you look at the rest of that inning, he was totally fine. He wasn't affected at all. But it was strange. If you look at that bottom of the 5th inning, he strikes out Alvarez. By the way, he absolutely owned Yordan Alvarez tonight. 3 of his 6 punch-outs were to Yordan Alvarez. And then Correa, he fouled to short. A nice play by Gavin Lux to make that catch out in foul territory, covered a nice amount of range. And then he got McCormick to fly to center for the 3rd out. So 1-2-3 inning on 8 pitches for Kershaw there. And we'll get into some of the offense tonight and talk some more Kershaw. But you guys are lighting it up in the comment section, so I want to get to as many as I can. If I don't get it originally, just keep coming with it. I'm just going to read as many as I can tonight. I know you guys are fired up with the rematch. JT found his zone. Great point, Scotty Cat. Astros sponsored by Waste Management. I like that one. You guys are bringing it. This will never be over until every one of the cheating Astros are blacklisted from baseball the way they should have been. Wow, that's pretty intense. Yeah, man, 81 pitches. Kersh dominated. Ryan, I'll never get over the scandal. There will be bad blood between these two teams from here on out permanently. Still pissed about 2017 from Gian De Silva over on YouTube. Eric M., did we end Altuve's streak? We will never forget from Hannibal Hector over on YouTube. We got Alexander Rose, representing from Studio City, had to lay the smackdown on these cheaters. No mercy style, sweeping the leg. Must be hard to hit when you don't know what's coming. Exactly. Travis Smith, dang, that 9th inning, a run would have given us the run differential over San Diego. Yeah, they've been right in the mix. I think San Diego, I checked the other day, was like 75 and 72. You can update me on that. But if you look at the Dodgers' run differential, it's at plus 47 during their last 12 games. This 13-game streak where they won 12 of 13. So the Dodgers are playing great baseball. I'm not worried about the San Diego Padres. You saw what Blake Snell did. Do you really trust that starting staff over the Dodgers starting staff? The answer is absolutely not. So I'm still really not even – of course, I love the scoreboard watch. Yes, they're a very talented team, but still, I think that this slump – I mean, the Dodgers to lose 15 of 20 and they're right back in the mix for best record in baseball. Are you kidding me? There's no way. Obviously, anything can happen in baseball, but I don't anticipate any scenario where the Dodgers are losing 15 of 20 again, especially when they get guys healthy. I'm still excited to see what Tony Gonsolin looks like when he gets back in the mix. And then Cody Bellinger is hitting bombs left and right in OKC. So the best baseball is ahead of the Dodgers at this point. So at this point, I'm still not worried about the Padres, and it really lies in that starting pitching. Dodgers posting a 1.09 ERA with their starters in the last 17 games heading into tonight. So Dodgers have been fantastic with the arms, and like I said, even losing Dustin May, I'm telling you, Tony Gonsolin's out to prove that he's a legitimate, top starter, a top 3-4 starter in a rotation, and I think that he's gonna impress some fans when he gets his opportunity. But here we go, back to the comments, guys. We'll start recapping this game, but keep coming with that. Astros have no game. From Diane, we got that's right. We got Michael, that the Astros keep their participation awards next to their World Series trophy. Mike Hoffer, pouty face, got Kelly a 5-game suspension after his appeal. An organization-wide cheating scandal got no Astros player suspended. I mean, when you guys lay it out, as perfectly as you guys are laying it out, you make it sound even more ridiculous. I mean, the immunity that Rob Manfred gave to these Houston Astros was just downright ridiculous. No player suspensions. Didn't strip them of their title. Come on, a $5 million fine or whatever it was to Jim Crane, that's like a parking ticket to most people. I mean, it just meant nothing. The bottom line is you incentivize future teams to cheat when you see that you're not going to bring down the hammer, and that's exactly what Rob Manfred didn't do. And I'm hoping that one day, look, he works for the owner. The commissioner's job is to work for the owners and this and that. But look, this does not sit well with Dodgers Nation. I know it doesn't sit well with fans around the league, and I know that cheating is sign stealing is a part of baseball. But when you're using electronic signs, you're decoding them in real time. You absolutely destroy the integrity of the sport that I know all you guys out there love. And yeah, I mean, it's an open wound, and it's just egregious. It's ridiculous. I sound like Jackie Childs from Seinfeld, the lawyer. It's preposterous, downright egregious. But I don't know. I don't know. You guys know Jackie Childs? Gavin Lux considered a rookie. No. We got 10 no. Fonzie Lucio, big leaguer all the way. Doug Crosby, 25. Hey, how's it going, Doug Crosby? How you doing, my man? 2,500 miles away in East Lansing, Michigan. I'll never get over it. Will always be a 10. I mean, look, man. Mary Connor, the momentum changed when Uncle Albert came to town. That's a great point, and Mary Connor brings up a fantastic point that can't be understated. Is that look? I mean, he's didn't have his best night at the plate tonight. I thought he was going to crank that double there. That went just foul. But yeah, I mean, you saw, it was the bottom of the 8th inning. So runners on score. So bottom of the 8th inning, Albert Pujols looked like he had another RBI, and it went foul in the left field corner. Tonight, Albert Pujols, he ends up going 0 for 4. But you saw him working that count. You saw him. For him, it's just about getting that ball, like Joe Davis said, is trying to continue to lift that ball more and keep it off the ground because, this guy, we should get this guy like a Segway for just when he goes to first or a golf cart or something like that because, it's pretty much a guaranteed automatic GIDP double play in that situation. But look, he has intangible benefits. He sparked this club. He put a different energy in that Dodgers clubhouse. And do I think that there's a correlation with adding Albert Pujols and the fact they've gone undefeated since adding the machine? I definitely think there is. And I think that he's been given those positive vibes. You saw him having fun. You saw Max Muncy joking with him today when I was impressed by how he was able to get that foul ball out. Catch out early in the inning, so I thought that was fantastic. So, yeah, Albert Pujols, this guy's, look, man, you've heard it said on so many different times, a great player, but greater person. I mean, I think this guy is out to have an impact any way he can on this team, and it feels good to be on a contender again and out of Anaheim. But here we go. We got Ralph. You're at a 15. Sergio over on YouTube at a 10. Michael Snow, looks like today's win made you feel a lot better. Michael Snow, I appreciate that. If you guys watched the show Sunday, I had a Kiss FM temperature 102.7. And, yeah, man, I was burning up. But, yo, man, I know you guys got some stuff to get off your chest. You got to get your takes in. So, hey, man, if I got a pulse, I'm post-gaming. But thanks for asking, man. I appreciate that. I do feel better, though, man. Shout out to, Maura O'Brien, unfortunately. No, we got Francisco's at a 100. Who's your player of the game? Obviously, it was Clayton Kershaw, right? Mash that hard button for Clayton Kershaw. If you're watching on Twitter, retweet the show. If you're on Facebook, share the show. But I just was so impressed with Clayton Kershaw because he knows the narrative. He knows the storyline. He knows it's one of the biggest discussions in baseball over the last few years. And he comes at Deborah Young's out of 10. You guys are just killing with the comments, so it's hard to just kind of go away from it. But Scott brings up a good point. Kersh made it look easy. But, yeah, I mean, for him to come out and do what he did today against what's still a really good Astros line. Look, Kyle Tucker was hitting the ball hard. He hit the ball hard a couple times off of him. And you saw the one time he roped that double off him, he got 2 quick outs right after that. I mean, if you look at Clayton Kershaw, he really just kind of shook that off. I mean, when Tucker roped that double to right, he used the slider to get the 2 quick ground ball outs and end the threat. And then when Maldonado got the single in the 6th, he went to the slider again to get the ground out. And then Tucker, he hit that hard line out to CT3 right there. I mean, that one he kind of got away with that one, but he didn't leave it middle or anything like that. So I thought he was out there, and he just, like I said, he looked like he was in control and he was confident. He was just getting the job done tonight, and that's what he and this Dodgers starting rotation has done virtually all season long. And then if you look at when Bregman was able to get that home run. I mean, if you look at when he gave up the home run, it was no big deal. A 350-foot home run, like Joe Davis mentioned. StatCast says that's the Minute Maid Park would have been the only park that stadium would have been a home run. I'm telling you, it's a Polly Pocket stadium. It's a ridiculous stadium, and so nothing to worry about. And he shook that off, and he got out of the inning after that. So yeah, which is really a fantastic outing for Clayton Kershaw. Tony Crenshaw was just doing his thing. And right after that, he got Gurriel to fly out, and then he struck out Altuve looking, and then Correa singled. Then he struck out McCormick swinging. So he got 2 big punch-outs after giving that up. And the velo the velo topped out at 92.4 miles per hour. He was going mainly slider, 44% slider, 38% four-seam, and 78% curveball. But you saw early in the game, he was landing that curveball for strikes. He was getting ground outs with it, 11 ground outs, 7 fly ball outs for Kershaw tonight. He ends up going 7 2/3 innings on just 81 pitches, just 4 hits. That one run coming off that Mickey Mouse, shall I say, home run off Alex Bregman, that Little League home run there. Go Giants. The beatdown on the Astros couldn't happen to a nastier team. That's from Diane. We got Fonzie. Rob Manfred is mad the Dodgers won today against the Astros. I like that point. You come up with the fire right there. Go Giants, go Giants. Mario, Giants fans are welcome. You help the numbers. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. It's all good. The Giants, they're slipping. Lynn, they crashed, rode, and burned. Lynn always comes through and just finishes. And Lynn always comes through with the fire puns, the fire lines, like you always do, Lynn. Let's go Dodgers baseball. Dave Zander, great to see a full ballpark. Dave Zander, yes, it was great to see a full ballpark, and you can thank the Dodgers fans. You can thank Dodgers Nation. Thank yourselves. About 16K Dodgers fans in the mix. You could see early on in the first at-bats with Altuve and Bregman and Correa that there were definitely a lot of boos there. I think it was Fox Sports MLB posted a tweet about the Dodgers fans chanting cheater. But you saw that the Astros fans were doing their best to try to drain out those boos. And but they were definitely feeling that. Imagine that, getting booed in your home stadium. That would never happen at Dodger Stadium. If the tables were reversed and the Dodgers were cheating, I know there's some stories out about the catcher, blah, blah, blah. Don't believe it, right? But if that were the case, there's no way the Dodgers are letting 16,000 Astros fans in Dodger Stadium and allowing them to boo like that. The fan base is too strong. It's too dedicated. Nathan Cox, Acuna MVP. I'm with you 100% on that one right now. Okay, man, Acuna is an absolute dog. He's a beast. OG, what up, D-Mac? What up, OG? We got Feliz from the 818. We got Nate Jones, look good. Great point, Yang Yi. Hopefully they have something on him. He's got that nice heater. He's had some good years, and hopefully he can produce. I thought Bickford there kind of running that pitch count up. Did get the punch out to end the game, so that was positive. But here we go. Shout out to Dodgers Nation, who was at the game tonight. Exactly. Big shout-outs, repping hard. Nice swing, blanks. I like that from Ricardo. The Dodgers' patience is paying off. That's from Aliada Escobar. Yeah, I mean, they chased Zach Greinke there in the 6th inning. You saw that relentless approach where they're finding their pitches to hit. They're not expanding that strike zone. And, yeah, it's kind of break down some of that Dodgers offense. So top of the 4th inning, a 4-pitch walk by Mookie Betts. Then on a 2-2 count, Justin Turner, he cranks a 2-run shot to right center, 383 feet to make it 2-0 L.A., a 68-mile-per-hour curveball. JT supplied pretty much all the power. He was 2 for his last 30, 1 for his last 28 before hitting his 8th homer of the year. That is pretty much, when you get past all the drama, one of the big developments, one of the best developments tonight was Justin Turner kind of getting a couple hits and feeling good about himself. It takes him more than a couple games to really get out of a slump, so we'll see how he performs the rest of this week and tomorrow and the rest of this week. But a really good sign, he's been putting in some good at-bats, just not getting the results. But then after that, the Dodgers, they strike first blood there, and they take a 2-0 lead. Then top of the 6th inning, actually do some more takes from you guys, and we'll get back to that top of the 6th. I want to talk about this Dodgers offense because, yeah, I mean, Clayton Kershaw pitched well, and but it was nice to have, he got the 2 runs early, and then they really started pouring it on in the 6th inning. But it was nice to see that Dodgers offense not just getting hits, but just taking their walks and not offering that stuff outside of the zone. I think that's one of the things during the slump is there was a lot of uncharacteristic at-bats from a lot of these Dodger players that we know that they have elite play discipline. Guys like Mookie Betts and Max Muncy early on chasing stuff, but not anymore. This Dodger team is locked in. And here we go. When does Gonsolin come back? Look, they're trying to ramp him up to that 4 days. He pitched 3 innings the other day, so very soon, very soon. Do you think Bauer will go over 120 pitches tomorrow for Ryan? That's a good point. I mean, he's coming off 126 pitches on Friday night, so that's a lot of pitches. And we all know that it's very different when you're managing a guy that's on basically a 1-year deal or 2-year deal, however you want to look at his 3-year, $112 million deal with the 3rd-year option. So it's kind of interesting to see how they manage him. And Trevor Bauer, he says he recovers better when he throws more pitches, and I think that he's really building a good relationship with Doc. We saw a few weeks ago in Anaheim when they had that little argument. I wouldn't say argument, but you could tell that Bauer was lobbying to stay in that game, and Doc was like, nope, it's no chance, this and that. And look, I mean, if he's rolling, possibly, you see sometimes he does get that pitch count up. But I think tomorrow with his bullpen, none of the big guys really taxed right now. I think you'll see Trinan. I think that you'll see Vigon. I mean, with a lot of the better names available, Kenley Jansen of late, I think that I don't anticipate him going over 120 pitches, but it would not surprise me in the least. I'm hoping for an efficient 100 pitches where he's just dominating, but it's going to be interesting. Moose, Kershaw was ready and he was dealing. Chris, if the Dodgers didn't slump, we would already be at 50 wins. That's a great point, Chris. Anthony Keene, fire Manfred. That's what I'm talking about. Rob needs to go. I hope Bauer trolls tomorrow. He's going to do something. I mean, he's going to do something. I mean, the Joe Kelly obviously was one at bat to Altuve. Nice ground out, biatch. But most of the times the sequel isn't better than the original. Maybe save for Godfather too. I mean, that's my opinion. But yeah. I mean, he's going to do something. I mean, we'll see. Here we go. We got the cheaters chant was the shiz from Ray F. Yeah, that had me rolling too. We got no team can beat the Dodgers in the playoffs with the big four: Kershaw, Bauer, Buehler, and Urias. That's from Yang Yi over on YouTube. That's a great point right there. Just look at that. Look at those names you're reading off. I mean, you can conceivably realistically have Kershaw potentially as the number 4 starter in that mix. And that's not a slight to Kershaw. That just tells you that you got dogs in the absolute prime of their career. Or I think Urias maybe a year away from his absolute prime, but pretty much Urias, Buehler, and Bauer are definitely in their primes. And then Urias is right behind him. And then Kershaw, I mean, he puts together a performance like this, and you learn to just not doubt the guy. But Saul Goodman, America's pastime shouldn't be tainted that way. It's a great point. I like that. Bauer shouldn't change his walk-up song to Oscar the Grouch, I Love Trash, when Houston comes to L.A. There we go. Yeah. Wow, Kershaw is 3 strikeouts away from 2,600. That's from Sergio Macias over there. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be it's pretty insane, really. It's pretty insane. He's just climbing up the record book, and I mean, you saw all the names he passed last year with Warren Spahn and Christy Mathewson, but yeah, he's getting close to he's closed in on Tom Glavine. He'll pass Chuck Finley this year. David Cohn, Zach Greinke's in front of him. I mean, Cy Young's in front of him. So, yeah, I mean, once you start climbing up those ranks, it's just so impressive, the company that Clayton Kershaw keeps. But the most important thing is he's a World Series champion at this point. But I think that he's hungry for more, and that was evidenced by his performance tonight. But Jackie got cheated out of that big tobacco money. He understands. We got cheater Astros. We got in the next 20 games, I have Dodgers 13-7, have high hopes. Hey, Danielle, I mean, you got to go for it, right? I had everyone doubting me, saying I was looking. I mean, I do like to look at the Michelada half full, but I had people doubting me when I said the Dodgers were going to win 8 of 10 after they lost when they had lost 15 of 20. But I just know this team is resilient. They've been through the battles in the postseason, and bottom line is I just believe in the talent of this team. And you're going to have slumps in baseball, but I trust these guys will figure it out, and they definitely have. A great win today. Shout out to all the Dodger Blue that traveled to Texas. Yeah, I can't say that enough. Daniel Braun, guessing is harder than knowing. Go Dodgers. That's what I'm talking about. We got Dodgers getting hot again from Mark. Leave Albert alone. He's been great so far. Roger Kennard. What's up, Roger? Yeah, here we go. I was going to say your line, but I hope the Dodgers team buses don't knock over Houston's 2017 World Series championship display outside of Minute Maid Park when they depart tomorrow night. Roger, the Los Angeles Dodger. I think the way you're phrasing that, if I know you, I think you mean you want to see that, but I don't know. Pujols has like 5% effect on that. Okay, so you disagree with his impact. That's cool. I just think that, look, it definitely didn't hurt, right? It definitely didn't hurt. And pretty much everyone that's spoken about it in the clubhouse has said positive things about it. Even Will Smith, he talked about it the other night. And Dodgers rolling. Man, Pujols is slow that he can't. Oh, man. Tonight's game was epic from Deborah Young. Loved all those runs walked in. Yeah, I think the Dodgers, I mean, what they end up the night with, I think they end up with 9 walks. 9 walks from the Dodgers tonight. I mean, that was just big. I mean, if you look at that inning, I think that they went 11. Yeah, let's break down this game a little more because there's stuff that we kind of got to get into. But keep coming with the comments, guys. 40% of the crowd was Dodger fans tonight. The Astros adjusting to the lights. We got, turn off. I don't know how to do that. Tony Crenshaw, player of the game. We got Bauer. Needs to McGregor. Strut on him tomorrow. I agree with you. You're preaching D-Mac. Astros are still near the top of their division. Yeah, I mean, Roger Kennard, manager Dusty Baker, the old Dodger, was not pleased with his awful bullpen. Yeah, I got the laugh emoji. He was not happy. Roach, that was fun. Welcome, Roach. Welcome the live stream legend, Roach. Doug Sten, Pantone did 9-4, represent Dodgers Nation. Poly Pocket Stadium, yeah. Fifty for Altuve, you're cold for that one. Kershaw's a god. Mickey Mouse Stadium, Jock hit 2 dingers. Yeah, I heard Joe Davis say that, Steve. That's good for Jock, man. I'm rooting for those guys. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'm not thinking of Roach. Correa sits. Sometimes I should just read it for 1 second before I read it, but you guys are killing it like you always do, man. Nice shirt, D-Mac. Yeah, by the way, thanks for hooking up with this segue. Tonight will be a great night to go over and get merched up. Go get one of these nice swing, you know what it says down here shirts to commemorate the Dodgers going up against Houston. It's honestly one of my favorite Dodgers Nation shirts. Go get one. But top of the 6th inning, Pouty Face 2021 when the Astros go to LA in August. I hope the Dodger fans follow suit with the Yankees fans and chant FL Tuve loud. That's from Ryan Orion Montez. It is going to be an absolute S show, if you know what I mean, for the Astros. And it's going to be it's just going to be wild, man. I've talked to some people that have some things in the works that they're going to do, that they're going to wear. And I'm like, man, you guys, it's going to be crazy. We'll see if they're all in the lineup. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see some phantom ILs. Sergio Torres, offense looked good today, and glad they scored some runs for Kershaw. Yeah, so look at that top of the 6th inning. Barnes struck out looking for the first out, then Betts lined to left. Yeah, the other thing I want to point out, too, is that 2-out magic is starting to return for this Dodgers lineup. So Betts lined to left, and he just missed one. Then Justin Turner, he singled to center for his second hit of the night, and Greinke, he got ahead of Muncy, and then he takes 4 straight balls to draw the walk, giving the Dodgers runners on first and second, 2 outs, and then Will Smith at the dish, and on a 3-2 count, he takes low and outside, and the Dodgers get their 3rd consecutive 2-out base runner of the inning, and that brings up Chris Taylor with the bases juiced, 2 outs, and on the first pitch, Chris Taylor hits a bloop single to center to score Justin Turner and Max Muncy, making it 4-0 Dodgers. CT3 was out in front of that Greinke slow breaking ball, but I mean, you saw the way bat just stayed in the zone, got the end of it on the end of the bat on that ball, bloops into center field, and that made it 4 consecutive base runners for the Dodgers, and that brings up Albert Pujols with runners on the corners and 2 outs, and then on a 2-2 pitch, the machine looks at strike 3 inside. It was the best heater of the night for Zach Greinke. Pujols disagreed with it, but it was clearly in the zone. But the Dodgers, they tacked on 2 more runs there in the 6th, and then in the bottom of the 6th inning, Kershaw was continuing to roll. It was Kershaw straw foul to third for the first out. Maldonado singled to right. Altuve hit a little dribble to Kershaw. And Kershaw didn't make a play on it right away, but then once he did, he just rifled it to first to get him. Nice play for the second out. And then Tucker, he lined to center for the 3rd out. So another quick and efficient inning for Clayton Kershaw. Gave up the single to Maldonado, but a 10-pitch inning for Kershaw in the 6th. So he was at 65 pitches through 6 innings. So very efficient for Clayton Kershaw tonight. Then the top of the 7th inning. Let's do some more comments and get back to that. Assail Loner, Trevor going to start some stuff tomorrow. We got Leaky. Bauer is going to not only beat the... Yeah, give me all your predictions for what you think Trevor Bauer will be doing tomorrow. Let me know down below in the comments. What do you think he has in common? Brandon, I like how Brandon Russell caught my quick Godfather 2 take. Godfather 2. Better for sure, but both amazing. Yeah, man. We'll do like a live stream of The Godfather. Ed Williams, speaking of Godfather, shout out to Ned Coletti. Ed Williamson, Godfather Astros sleeps with fishes tomorrow. I like that, Ed. Diane, so happy to see Pouty Face Kelly make an appearance today. Yeah, that was great. Anthony Keene, don't sleep on Terminator 2 also. Yeah, you guys are giving me all your favorite sequels. I love it. Marco Rubio, Robert should have rested one more day for Bauer. I don't think so. I think that Bauer, he's ready for this, and I think that Bauer would have been really quite, I think Bauer's, they've lined up perfectly. I think they're communicating with each other. Roach, where does Vicente Padilla fit in the rotation? We should ask Ned Coletti. We just mentioned Jaime Hernandez was there. Deborah Young, another chance for Dieter to play. I saw the sign again. Exactly. Ed Williamson, just realized my recycle trash bin is Astros colors. Perfect. I mean, they should just change that nationwide. Have every trash can in America do that Astros rainbow color scheme. I think they should do that. D-Mac, your brother needs to get better at framing pitches. Jay Cruz, obviously referring to Will Smith. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, he's always going to get better as a catcher, but I mean, I love him with the stick, and he's been really fantastic of late too. I mean, that's another guy that we've been talking a lot about. Gavin Lux and Chris Taylor and Max Muncy of late, but Will Smith, I mean, he's 12 for his last 31, OPSing 1,074 with 2 bombs and 2 doubles, and yeah, he's been fantastic with the bat too, really heating up at the right time. But Kershaw is a legend, absolutely. That's from Take Sue Kim over on YouTube. We got Marco Rubio. Giants pull Gossman after 5. They're already thinking for the weekend. LOL. Interesting. That's probably true. I like that. Joshua, why wasn't I surprised that they booed Pujols? Weird but not surprising. Yeah, I actually heard, sometimes you could pick up what they're saying, some of the fans, and these kids were calling him overrated. I was like, overrated at what? Being a 44-year-old first ballot Hall of Famer with over 30,000 hits and 657, 58 home runs, something like that, and guaranteed to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, come on, man. I mean, what do you mean? I mean, how could you call him overrated? I mean, who's even rating him high at this point? I guess is kind of my point there. But yeah, back to you guys, Astros fans. I saw the extra S in there. Will never turn Dodger Stadium orange. Exactly. Leaky. Albert brought hope to the clubhouse. We got Yankees highlights high. What up, Yankees highlights? We might see you in the World Series. You never know. Sergio Torres. Fans forget that it's a marathon, not a sprint. Dodgers are going to be there in the end. Yeah, man. Go follow my man Sergio Torres over on Twitter. He's got the fire Dodger takes. Kevin Martin, Dodgers streaky AF. Jay Cruz, welcome back to Houston. Morning news. There has been no shortage. There's been a shortage in trash cans. Yes, we need Bauer sword-sheathing T-shirt at the stadium ASAP. Joshua Sanborn. I think that, some Bauer merch is definitely, I think it's in the works for Dodgers Nation. I mean, he's hot right now, man. Michael, I made you laugh 3 times. I'm the podcaster now. Yeah, man, you do your thing, man. I'll listen to yours too, bro. Anthony King, side note, I think there's going to be a fist fight in this Lakers-Suns series before it's done. I mean, you know how these – look, man, there's always been a lot of tension with that with the Suns and the Heat. Remember with D'Antoni and Phil Jackson when he told him to sit the F down. I mean, it was so great when we beat him in that Western Conference Finals and Artest hit the game winner. That was satisfying. I was actually at that Game 6 when Tim Thomas hit that 3 in I think it was 2007, heartbreaker after Kobe had hit that game winner. Trying to avoid this Laker tangent, but yeah, I think it's probably going to happen too. JT finally put back. We got Ryan Moore. They need to hand out mini trash cans for the fans to bang when they come to LA. I like that idea. It's a great idea. Thank you, Houston, for hosting a walkathon. Hannibal Hector, thank you, Houston, for hosting a walkathon. Bauer 10Ks. Yeah, predict how many Ks he'll have. We got Think Blue 310 hooking up with 499. That's what I'm talking about, my man. Appreciate that. Thanks for bringing that post-game coverage. Keep it up. Appreciate you, my dude. We got Gonna Be Straight comedy show with the Bow Wow on the mound from Johnny over on Facebook. Bow with 7 Ks and 2 hits, 1 run. Don't sleep on Paw Patrol. Bauer going for 10K with the eye and some sword finishes. Yeah, you guys got me even more excited than I already was just with your predictions. Diane Schroeder, Bauer's going to take the trash out tomorrow. Noah, Doug, you got to go live after Bauer lights the trash on fire tomorrow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll end up going live again. Benches clear maybe. Our stadium, Dodgers, no such place in Houston. Will always just simply be called the cheat town forever. Bauer goes yard. Bauer will burn the trash to liquid metal. So, yeah, top of the 7th inning. Fantastic at-bat to start the 7th for Gavin Lux. He works the count full, and then on the 7th pitch of the at-bat, he bangs a single to left center on a hanging slider, giving the Dodgers a leadoff single. And then Beatty struck out swinging. Not the most competitive at-bat for Beatty. He just wasn't seeing it well out of Smith's hand or something. He just didn't look like didn't look comfortable during that at-bat. And then another great at-bat by Austin Barnes. On the 2-2 count, he fouls a sinker off, and on the next pitch, he singles to center. Lux goes first to third on the play, giving the Dodgers runners on the corners with Mookie Betts at the plate. And then on a 2-2 count, Smith throws a wild pitch. Lux scores from third, and right when it gets by, it caromed nicely off the backstop right into Maldonado's glove. He flipped it to Smith, and Lux was able to slide right under Smith's DMs right there and just give the Dodgers a 5-0 lead. So they score another run there. Then on a 3-2 count, Mookie grounded third for the second out. And that was it for Joe Smith or for Smith, and then Turner, he flied to right for the third out. Then in the top of the 8th, bottom of the 7th on an 0-1 count, Houston. Actually, we already talked about this. That was the inning where he gets that bomb. Nothing to worry about. And then the top of the 8th. So Muncy grounded second for the first out. Will Smith singled to right. And then Chris Taylor, he was hit by a pitch in the back. And then with runners on first and second, it looked like Pujols, like I said, looked like he was going to get another RBI, but it hooked foul. Then on the 10th pitch of the at-bat, he swings and misses on a slider for the second out. And then Lux, second in the majors, hitting .383 with 2 outs. That's a great. That was Joe Davis brought that stat up during the broadcast, hitting 383 with 2 outs. Gavin Lux draws a 5-pitch walk to load the bases for Matt Beatty. Then Paredes' night was done. Dusty Baker goes to Kent Emanuel to pitch to Beatty, and he draws a 4-pitch walk to make it 6-1 Dodgers. And then Emanuel leaves the game due to injury, so hopefully he's okay. Don't wish injury on anyone. And then they go to Andre Scrub. Remember, he was traded to the Dodgers for Tyler White back in 2019. He was included in that deal. And then Barnes, he draws a walk with the bases loaded to make it 7-1 Dodgers. 11 straight balls thrown by the Astros pitchers before their first strike to Mookie Betts. And then Mookie, he draws the 4th consecutive walk for the Dodgers, 3rd with the bases loaded to make it 8-1 LA. And then JT strikes out looking to finally end the inning. But the Dodgers, they played it another 3 runs, and it was just on 1 single from Will Smith. So 33 pitches thrown by the Astros that inning. Like Hannibal said earlier, they hosted the Astros hosted a walkathon. I like that one. Then the bottom of the 8th, Kershaw goes out. He leaves after the 2nd out. Then Joe Kelly comes in and gets Altuve to ground out. Then top of the 9th, Muncy walked, Smith fly to right. Then Taylor singled to center. Then DJ Peters walked. Lux grounded into a fielder's choice. Muncy scored. They get Peters at second on the fielder's choice, but that made it 9-1 Dodgers. And then Beatty, he grounded to first to get out of the inning. Bottom of the 9th, Bickford, he came in to pitch the 9th. Tucker singled to center. Bregman singled to right. Gurriel ground into the fielder's choice. Then Kyle Tucker comes out. He comes around to score. But, he ends up look, Bickford, he was a big top pick, local guy, but he ends up, it was beautiful. He ends up striking out Alvarez, and then he ends up striking out Correa to end the game. And, he's going to need some seasoning, but nice to come in there and get the job done, pretty much in mop-up duty. But, guys, let's keep getting to your takes, though. That's right, Brandon. The loss couldn't have come to a more deserving team. Got Astros Landfill Stadium from Ed Williamson. Deborah Young, Dusty Baker, wishing he was still a Dodger. Yeah, Deborah Young. That's the thing. I think that Dusty Baker is the right guy for this job. But look, some of the things you hear him say in the media, how people are going too hard on them. They're not happy with Major League Baseball not supporting them. No, this is, you guys reaped what you sowed. You guys couldn't beat LA, so you had to cheat LA, and you're gonna get that and really the Houston Astros, they shouldn't be mad at Major League Baseball for telling. What is Major League Baseball supposed to do? Tell people not to boo? This is not Little League. This is Major League Baseball. This is the show. You pay a ticket. You can do whatever the hell you want. Even if I disagree with you, if you want to boo, you can boo. That is your ticket. You have the right to do that. But what the Astros should be mad at Major League Baseball for doing is not punishing them. At this point, just give the rings back. Give the trophies back, because teams are never going to forget. I think if I was one of those Astros players, I'm not going to lie, what I would do is I would just request a trade. Because I think that makes it easier on them, and hopefully you forget. I think Correa, they offered him like $6 for 5 years or something. They're clearly not they're clearly not very high on him long term, right? For I think it was $120 million or something like that. And of course they have Altuve and Bregman locked up to long term deals, but look, they really don't have the pitching to be a contender. This Astros team isn't coming out of the AL. I think they're already. Did they just get swept by the Texas Rangers? Are they even the best team in Texas? I know that their record-wise, they're right up there. They're right in the mix, and they've had nice runs this season. But that lineup is just a very different lineup. When like I said, I just watched I watched Game 5 this morning. I don't even just because I just wanted to kind of go back and watch everything, and just the way they were sitting on some of those pitches and just selling out on those breaking balls. In the 5th inning on the Gurriel shot, it's runners on second and third with 1 out. When have you seen a guy just sitting on Clayton Kershaw's slider like that? And he did leave it up and this and that. I get that, but I don't know. It just, if you guys have seen thousands of games, you knew something was up. If you rewatch it, I guarantee you know something. You feel it even more these days. But we got Javier Romero, Astros players sit on trash cans, and honestly, I don't even care about the players' punishments. I really don't. I really don't care if they punish them at all. The only thing I care about is that they take away that World Series title, or they at worst, just put an asterisk in the record books. They don't even do that for Barry Bonds, right? Or certain other achievements. So I don't know. It's just pretty ridiculous. Baba Booey from Batman. My dude Pete Rose still on the block list. It's a shame nothing happened to the Astros. Yeah, I mean Pete Rose definitely deserves Hall of Fame consideration. I mean the guy is a Hall of Famer in every stretch of the imagination. Dusty is an 81 winner, but can't blame him for protecting his players. Yeah, I mean I like Dusty Baker. I mean he was the home run quartet guy. He was a part. Him and Burke created the high five, at least legend has it. But in like Zach, he's paid to protect his players. I agree with you. But I do think that some of the things he's saying could potentially make matters worse when you try to play the victim card. And they are definitely not the victims in this. LA Family is going to show the asterisks, what real fans do. Karma has caught up with the Astros. Diane Trastros will never live it down. MLB gave them a hall pass. Exactly. Francisco Acuna. We got funny you miss. We got Dear Society. Funny you missed my question. Didn't the Astros beat the Dodgers in LA to win? I mean, I'm sure. I mean, could they have scored more runs at home? Could they have taken care of business in Game 2? But that doesn't change the fact that, look, that Astros team was still a very talented team with a lot of depth and a lot of great players on it. And the fact that they cheated the way they did in Houston lets you know that the Dodgers took that game, that talented team that had the cheating capability to 7 games. That to me is the silliest argument that these pathetic Astros fans, I mean, they're absolutely disgraceful to come up with this argument because it makes no sense. I mean, the bottom line is it wasn't a fair fight. It wasn't a fair fight at all whatsoever. They had the answers to the test in Houston, and look, that Game 5, when you watched it, you thought you saw something special. It wasn't so special. It was ridiculous, okay? That game should have been an all-time classic, but really, the Dodgers should have won that game by a large margin. I mean, they were up 4-0. They had a 7-4 lead at one point, and the bottom line is the Astros cheated. Everyone in the baseball world considers them cheaters for life. Nobody considers it a legitimate championship. Houston has been, I mean, it's embarrassing. I mean, really, Houston fans are absolutely embarrassing themselves if they're going to try to defend the Houston Astros in 2017. It's an absolute disgrace. But we got you shouldn't have gone to the World Series without the sign stealing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a perfect point too, is that would have been the Dodgers versus the Yankees most likely. You wouldn't have had the year they had as far as home field advantage throughout. I mean, would they even have the money in their pockets that they have right now? I mean, to me, it's you look at those financial losses to players that struggled against them, or these contracts they ended up signing. I mean, it's just absolutely pathetic. But Craig, they broke poor you for years. Great point. The Houston Sox. I like that. We got the ring and trophy with Tank Dar. I'm not an Astros fan, but I'm simply saying other teams have cheated to win. They just got caught. I'm not defending anything, just a baseball fan, Dear Society. I'm not even calling you out. I'm just saying in general, Houston fans that are trying to defend the cheating. I think that, yes, you're right. Have teams cheated? Did the Black Sox cheat? Did the 51 Giants cheat with telescopes? I mean, there's a crazy story about the Phillies, I forgot what year it was, where they had buzzers, where they had these little buzzers in under the ground, and the way they found it was because it was a rainy day and the water submerged. It's a long story, but yeah, they're not the first team to cheat, but they are the team to optimize technology and use cameras and decode them in real time through monitors. I mean, how can you defend that? I mean, if the Dodgers were found guilty doing the same thing, I would be embarrassed to be a Dodger fan. I'd be embarrassed of those players. Do I think the Dodgers did that? Absolutely not. Clayton Kershaw, you really could doubt something. Clayton Kershaw said in the Sports Illustrated article with Tom Verducci that, of course, they weren't doing that, right? You think Clayton Kershaw would a man of his integrity would make that up? Absolutely not. Okay, man. I mean, you can gauge character with some of these guys. So no, it was absolutely ridiculous what they were doing. I mean, look at the Boston Red Sox in 2018 using the Apple Watches. I mean, we could spend hours on this, but smash on them orange rainbows. We got other teams have cheated, but nobody ever used cameras to steal signs. Roach, you basically said with a long-winded version of what I was saying, so I'll stick with your concise one right there. Exactly. Fantastic point. Manfred's a disgrace to Commissioner. Preach D-Mac from Deborah Young. Thanks, Deborah. Cheating is cheating. Dear Society, I think the Red Sox the next year cheated y'all too. I mean, look, man. I mean, yeah, I think. I mean, definitely. I mean, look at the link there. I mean, everything gets so complicated because look at the link there. It's Alex Cora, and then you hear Joe Kelly saying he went after the Astros to defend Alex Cora. So there's a lot of things that are just kind of break your brain when you think of this stuff. But I mean, we have the proof. The proof is out there, and the proof has been established, and it's not my opinion. This is just a fact that the proof is they cheated during the World Series. And the other fact is the Red Sox, there is no tangible evidence that they were cheating in the World Series. And I think that, yes, the Dodgers did that impact home field advantage that year, where I think the Red Sox, I believe, won 108 games that season, if I'm not mistaken, in 2018. Was it 182 wins? And did that impact, let's see. Yeah, 108 wins in 2018. Did that impact home field advantage? Yeah, it definitely probably did. But, you know, that 2018 Dodger team, I mean, it was almost a miracle that they were able to go on the road and just beat that Brewers team. I mean, that team, I mean, they were 16-26 at one point. You definitely had the World Series hangover. But, yeah, man, I don't even want, where were we at time-wise? Let me see. All right, 57 minutes, guys. Get a couple fire takes in here. I'll do a little rapid-fire session. Then I think we'll probably be back tomorrow because these big games we're always rocking with you guys. So, Black Sox them. And yeah, I mean, bed and cozy. So Mookie cheated. Look, the hard conversation there is, was Mookie Betts on a team that got in trouble for doing some sort of sign stealing where they use technology? The answer is yes. Now make that of what you will. How did that impact his MVP season? I mean, if you look at, if you do a deep dive on a lot of that cheating, I think the answer really is unequivocally no. But I mean, yeah, I'm just here to bring the facts to the fight, and yeah, that is a fact. I mean, I'm not some, I'm not some delusional where everything is just with a Dodger bias on it. I mean, just because, yeah. Colorado took us to game 163. We had no business being in the Fall Classic in 18 LMAO. Exactly, Roach. I'd be stoking $5 towards some carne asada fries, D-Mac, and a round of applause for the one and only Tony Crenshaw, go blue. How'd you know those are my favorite? Because those are my absolute favorite carne asada fries. It's actually one of the things that I think make at like a pretty elite level because I made it so many times. Man, you guys got to try my carne asada fries. I make like a couple things good, and that's one of them. Was Granky in on the cheating? Scotty Cat. Roach now wants some carne asada fries. Yeah, Lakers about to get that dub. FYI. Sweet. Got the split. But thanks again, guys. You guys are the best. Always bringing those fire Dodger takes. Dodgers get the win. I know you guys had a lot to get off your chest today. So, but yeah, bottom line, Dodgers get the big win tonight. They're now 30-18. They've won 8 in a row, 12-1 their last 13. Tomorrow you got Bauer versus Garcia, and we're going to be back at it for the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Be sure to go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. For all things Dodger baseball, be sure to head over to DodgersNation.com. If you want to get some Dodgers Nation gear, head over to gearup.la. But, yeah, we'll do a couple more here, and then we'll be out here. Dodgers kick the cheaters' ass. Travis Smith, thank you, Doug. Keep bringing it. Dodgers, the one only D-Mac. Derek, shout out to Kersh. Doug, yeah, thank you, Doug. Thanks, man. Thanks, all you guys. And, yeah, Caruso to fire dunk. Okay, looks like they're up by 7. Thanks, guys. Yeah, appreciate it. You guys are awesome. See you guys tomorrow. And, yeah, and remember, nothing brings us together like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue. Bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time for Dodger Baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery of Tatis. Gone. What a snap. This is what an ace looks like.
And tagged out is Riley, a double play.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.